Hopefully the answer is not you. You don't have that low standards. You would never date the kind of woman that I featured in the thumbnail. Who you sleep with, who you're attracted to, says a lot about you. Show me the woman that a man sleeps with, and I will show you his estimation of himself. Ayn Rand. I was listening to Joe Rogan recently, and he was talking about how in his youth, he didn't know how to act around girls who grew up in healthy families, girls with positive self-esteem. You know, he was intimidated by those kinds of women. He preferred girls from broken homes who are a little bit more messed up because they kind of made sense to him. There's probably guys listening to this who can relate to that. You know, there were periods in their lives where they had low self-esteem, they're feeling bad about themselves, and that was reflected in their partner choices. You know, they were dating lower quality women. I know it can seem as though every guy on the planet is chasing the same set of girls, but that's absolutely not true. Low self-esteem guys don't go for high quality women because they find their intelligence, their confidence, their femininity, they find that intimidating. For all of the talk about love and attraction being unexplainable and mysterious, it's bullshit. The people who push that line of thinking are just embarrassed about what their choice of partner reveals about them. Like, you've got the guy who dates those beach blonde bimbo, you know, plastic surgery kind of girls, and he likes her superficiality, but he doesn't know why. He says, hey, love is irrational, I can't explain it. It's bullshit. There's a reason why he likes women who are superficial and dumber than him, because he only feels safe in a relationship when he has superior intelligence. There's nothing mysterious about his choice of partner. Ayn Rand was right. The fact that he's attracted to that kind of woman is a direct reflection on him. We use the term trophy wife or trophy girlfriend as an insult. You know, you've got this young, pretty girl and you sort of treat her like a success object. And we insult people who view women in that way. But fundamentally, the concept of being proud of your partner isn't wrong. A beautiful, intelligent, feminine, high-quality woman as your girlfriend isn't a trophy in that she's not some object that you have won, but she is legitimately a symbol of your success at how well you have done in life. People will observe her and see how amazing and impressive she is, and then they'll see that you're the guy that was able to get her into a relationship, and quite naturally, their opinion of you will rise. There's nothing wrong with that. That's completely natural. You know, we all intuitively feel this, that our choice of partner does reflect upon us. Most guys are aware of this, at least on an unconscious level. Like, have you ever had the experience of dating a girl or just hooking up with a girl and you're a little bit ashamed? You didn't want to tell anybody. Maybe she's got a boring personality, maybe she's overweight or just otherwise unattractive, maybe she treats you really badly. Whatever it is, you don't want people to know that you're hooking up with her. Now, the reason why you don't introduce her to your friends and your family is because you know deep down that this is not some neutral or insignificant choice. The fact that you are sleeping with this woman and not a different type of woman says a lot about you. If your parents or your friends think really highly of you, like they think you're a really wonderful person, you're going to be scared to introduce them to a woman who's obviously below you in terms of quality because you're scared that their opinion of you is going to drop. That is not an irrational fear. Their opinion of you probably will drop. But the solution isn't to hide the women that you're dating. The solution is to date women that you're not ashamed of. Now, as a quick aside, you should be aware that if you're dating a girl and she is reluctant to introduce you to her friends and family, you should watch out. It could be because she's ashamed of dating you. It's a much better sign of respect if she's really keen to show you off to the people that she knows. Like, hey, look at this amazing guy I was able to attract. Now, you could be cynical about that. Like, oh, this girl just wants to use me as a prop, you know, to show me off to her friends, you know, to boost her self-image. But really, what if she's just being proud of the fact that she's able to attract, you know, a guy as great as you? What if it's just a reflection of her genuine self-esteem? There's nothing wrong with that. As long as she's not, you know, treating you in a dehumanizing trophy kind of way, it's sort of sweet and it's a good sign that she's really attracted to you. Now, that trophy thing, some guys do take this too far and they specifically select a girl because it's going to enhance their self-image, and that's a fucked up thing to do. Like, we think of the cliche really old guy, like retirement age, and he's desperate to date some young 20-year-old girl because he wants to recapture his youth. He wants people to see, you know, him and this young girl together and then think of him as young just by proximity to her. It's awful because the purpose of the relationship isn't a genuine connection between two individuals. She genuinely is just a prop for his ego. Or maybe you've got a guy who's dating a girl who has a really toxic personality and she treats him horribly, but he wants to keep dating her because she's really attractive, and he likes the fact that he has a hot girlfriend and, he thinks all of his friends are going to be envious of him. That is really cringeworthy. It's very embarrassing for him because he's actually not broadcasting the message that he thinks that he is. He imagines that people see him with this, hot girl and overlook the fact that she's a total bitch and just be like, wow, what kind of a hot stud is this guy that he's able to get a girl who's that pretty? But actually, people are looking at his willingness to overlook how superficial and awful she is, and they're thinking, my God, how desperate is this guy for a relationship? Or how needy is he for other people's approval that he'll put up with such horrible behavior just because she's pretty? God, how shallow. I'm going to repeat that quote from earlier. Show me the woman that a man sleeps with, and I will show you his estimation of himself. I think one of the worst examples of this are men who use their dating life as a means of virtue signaling. It's really creepy, really predatory when men do this, when they specifically seek out a girl who's like really alternative or maybe even a trans woman, not because they actually like her as an individual, but he wants to cultivate a certain image of himself in the eyes of other people. Using people like that, like trophies or props, is just an awful, horrible behavior. Any guy who does that is a douchebag. But do you see the nuance here? Because there's actually nothing wrong with being proud of the girl that you're dating, so long as your pride is authentic. I'll go even further. It is actually an achievement to be attracted to women of intelligence, women of confidence, and of high self-esteem, because you're only able to be attracted to a woman like that if you yourself possess those qualities. 100%, the fact that you're dating a high-quality woman shows that you're a high-quality man. It is an achievement to date a woman of a well-developed femininity. It shows that you have a well-developed masculinity, because only a truly masculine man would be confident in his own ability to handle the masculine needs of life, to fill that role inside the relationship and leave her free to be her beautiful feminine self. That's why it's an achievement to be able to date a truly feminine woman. Because you see, a man with an underdeveloped masculinity, he's not going to be confident in his own abilities. And so he's not going to be attracted to feminine women. No, he's going to look for older women, women who can kind of play that mother role, women who are more developed in their masculinity, because he senses at some level that somebody needs to be doing that in the relationship, and he's certainly not going to step up. I promise, just one more time. Show me the woman that a man sleeps with, and I will show you his estimation of himself. Now, to me, the idea that the quality of the women that you choose to sleep with, that you're attracted to, that you have relationships with, has a reflection of your quality as a man seems very basic, very common sense. But there's actually a sizable minority of men who strongly disagree with this idea. And I would argue that it's because they don't like the implications of what their partner choice reveals about them. The strongest and most vocal opponents of this idea are those men who are highly promiscuous, who sleep with any woman, they're just happy to have sex. They don't really care about the quality of the girl. Think of the stereotypical sleazy, scammy, pickup artist kind of coach sort of guy who bills himself as like the greatest man alive, not because he's able to attract one amazing high quality woman into a relationship and have children with her, start a family. No, just because he's slept with like 200 women. That's all that matters. How many girls you've slept with. Do not even ask about their quality, doesn't matter. Were most of them drunk? Of course. Were basically all of them ugly and unattractive? Guaranteed. Do they have nice, likable personalities? Not important. In his value system, it is the number of women that counts. It's all about quantity, not quality. Do not fall for it. This is one of the oldest scams. I promise you, it does not take a great man to sleep with a huge number of women. I'm not saying that sleeping with women is easy. It's not. But I promise you, if you just lower your standards enough, you can rack up a high number, but I mean, why would you want to? You can't take horrible, greasy junk food from 20 different fast food restaurants and put them all together and then suddenly claim that you've made a gourmet meal. Likewise, 20 toxic, awful, low-quality women does not equal one high-quality woman. I promise you, the best formula for a clean and pure self-esteem is to become a high-quality man with great values and great accomplishments, who then appreciates those same values and accomplishments in the women that he dates. Do that and then enjoy your reward, because when you date a truly amazing woman, it is an accurate reflection of the fact that you are a truly amazing man. In my videos, I'm constantly explaining female psychology, helping demystify the female mind, but is there this concern that if we understand women too much, is that going to reduce the pleasure that we get from interacting with them? Like, isn't there some element to their unknowability, their mystery that makes it kind of fun, you know? Like, what are women? What motivates them? Obviously, as someone who spends his life's work basically analyzing psychology and trying to understand what are the motivations behind all pieces of behavior, I don't believe that. But why is actually quite complex. So I made this entire video explaining why you don't need to be scared of knowledge, why understanding women shouldn't reduce your pleasure of them. If you want to see that video, just go and sign up on my Patreon. It's just a $5 a month subscription. You get instant access to a whole bunch of exclusive content. Like, check out all the videos that you get to see. It's tremendous value. $5 a month. I'd love to see you over there.